don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications and like videos.
2024 Mercedes-Benz E-Class Expert Review. The last time Mercedes-Benz issued a serious update to the E-Class, we named it our Car of the Year. That's why we're optimistic about the fully redesigned 2024 Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Show-stopping tech is the main theme for this overhaul, although the E-Class also receives changes to performance and interior space. The E-Class competes with other mid-size luxury sedans including the BMW 5 Series, Audi A6, and Genesis G80. Redesigned exterior inspired by Mercedes EQ electric vehicles. More trunk space. New electronic architecture. MBUX Superscreen is available. Increased torque on the E354 Matic, increased horsepower on the E454 Matic. Optional ambient lighting that coordinates with the beat of the music. New apps available on the center display include TikTok, Angry Birds, WebEx, Zoom, and Vivaldi. Selfie and video camera on top of the dashboard available with optional MBUX Superscreen. Can learn which comfort systems driver uses repeatedly to create automated routines. Certified recycled raw materials used in foam of seats. In redesigning the E-Class, Mercedes-Benz was under tremendous pressure. It couldn't mess up its mid-size icon. Although the new E-Class isn't perfect, it still seems like quite an excellent luxury sedan. Technology enhancements lead in this new generation of E-Class. Interior screens are larger and more abundant than ever before, perhaps to a fault. Features like the 3D effect gauge cluster, selfie camera, and standard 21-speaker sound system provide some dazzle. Meanwhile, the redesigned infotainment user interface brings key functions closer to the home screen, although the elimination of physical buttons for climate controls makes things a bit overcomplicated. Furthermore, the available passenger dashboard display strikes us as a gimmick. Mercedes didn't forget about driving, although in that regard the E-Class is quite similar to before, that is to say, very nice. The car is extremely quiet and, at least when the available air suspension is equipped, very smooth. Choosing the air suspension also adds rear-wheel steering, which improves the E-Class agility. Power from the E450's inline-six engine is ample, although its auto stop-start system can take just slightly too long. Regardless, the cabin feels more spacious and somehow even more upscale than before, even if getting into the back seat is tricky due to the small rear door aperture. Luxury isn't what it once was, as the E-Class tech-forward redesign shows. Although Mercedes leans into digital features to advance the E-Class, the new car still has the comfort, quality, and refinement that made its predecessors so popular for so long. Mercedes has announced specs for two variants of the 2024 E-Class. In the E354 Matic, a 2.0-liter turbo four-cylinder engine pairs with an integrated starter generator, making it a mild hybrid. This model produces 255 horsepower and 295 lb-ft of torque, with an additional 20 horsepower and 148 lb-ft of torque available in short bursts. We're hopeful that the addition of mild hybrid tech will make this engine more refined in everyday driving. The E454 Matic features a 3.0-liter turbo six-cylinder mild hybrid setup producing 375 horsepower and 369 lb-ft of torque, also with 20 horsepower and 148 lb-ft of boost. We spent a year with a version of this powerplant in a last-gen car and came away very impressed with its acceleration, quiet, and responsiveness, although the engine stop-start function could be quicker. Both models come with a 9-speed automatic transmission and AWD. An optional technology package brings an air suspension system with continuously adjustable damping and rear axle steering, which increase agility and tighten the turning radius. Wagons are popular in Europe, but Americans are obsessed with SUVs. Mercedes creates something of an in-betweener, the E-Class All-Terrain. This station wagon is much shorter than a typical crossover, yet rides higher and has more rugged rolling stock than a conventional wagon. Black plastic wheel arch cladding advances the tough look, but there's just as much coddling luxury inside the E-Class all-terrain as any of its lineup counterparts. On the central screen, drivers can make use of a transparent hood video feed that helps with off-roading. As before, all-terrain models benefit from a four-corner air suspension with electronically adaptive dampers. The springs can lower the wagon by up to 0.6 inch for cruising along the highway, or raise the wagon for off-pavement duty. E-Class all-terrain models will come exclusively with the mild hybrid 6-cylinder engine, along with standard AWD. Expect the all-terrain to go on sale in the 2024 calendar year, with prices hitting at least $90,000. A hotter Mercedes-AMG E63 wagon should join the lineup eventually, too. Standard safety features on the E-Class include attention assist, active lane keep assist, active brake assist, a parking package with reversing camera, and speed limit assist. Optionally available features include active lane change assist, adaptive cruise control, evasive steering assist, active blind spot assist, and an intersection start-off alert that helps drivers more safely navigate intersections with cross-traffic. With the help of a longer wheelbase, the 2024 E-Class sedan benefits from more interior space than its predecessor. Trunk space has increased from 13.1 cubic feet to 19 cubic feet on the new model. Mercedes also promises slightly more front headroom and rear legroom. That's good, because the last-gen E-Class had roughly the same amount of space inside as the C-Class. However, we found ingress and egress from the rear seat slightly tricky on account of the small door aperture. For more space, opt for the wagon. The E-Class all-terrain boasts 22 cubic feet of cargo room with the seats up, and 65 cubic feet with the seats folded. Technology is a main focus on the 2024 E-Class. In what Mercedes calls a super screen, one large surface of glass houses the central infotainment screen and the front passenger screen. A digital instrument cluster stands on its own in front of the driver. Mercedes tells us the digital instrument cluster is 12.3 inches, the central display is 14.4 inches, and the optional passenger display is 12.3 inches. To curb distracted driving, Mercedes designed the passenger screen so that the driver can't see it when the vehicle is in motion. In the E-Class, screens and the MBUX infotainment system share a new, powerful central onboard computer, a pairing which Mercedes says will improve the performance of the data streams. Drivers can access new apps on the center display, including TikTok, Angry Birds, WebEx, Zoom, and Vivaldi. Additionally, drivers can create their own routines with MBUX to automate comfort functions. Mercedes gives an example of one such command: switch on the seat heating and set the ambient lighting to warm orange if the interior temperature is below 50 degrees. Another promising feature, with optional active ambient lighting, lights in the cabin coordinate with the beat of the music. Even though the 2024 E-Class probably won't launch with a performance-minded AMG variant, we're sure it will gain one in the coming years. We're curious, though, will it be a detuned version of the 831 horsepower plug-in hybrid setup in the GT63 SE Performance, or a more powerful four-cylinder plug-in based on what powers the C63 SE Performance? Perhaps a new plug-in system built around the brand's turbo inline-six? We look forward to whatever the Affalterbach engineers drum up.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications and like videos.